Good morning, Country Club. Billy here. I am just getting home from the golf course this morning, and I put together a quick video of all the little individual videos that I took of the golf course this morning with some explanations and some understanding. I want you guys to know what's going on, because even after the hurricane blew by, we're starting to just now see some stuff show up, like windburn and whatever. So I want you guys to know what's going on, so when you play you can see it and then you'll have an explanation for it. So in no particular order, here's this week's videos. So as you guys are playing, you're gonna see a bunch of, oops, there's my glasses. You'll see a bunch of these little green prills. That's our fall fertilizer application. And what's cool about that is all of that fertilizer is what they call 100% slow release. Every individual prill is wrapped in a permeable plastic that has a very defined release rate. So by doing that, what we do is we stretch that fertilizer out, that fertilizer application's efficiency, that fertilizer application's duration. We can stretch it out for approximately 3 months. In other words, if that fertilizer was uncoated and we put it out and it got wet, 100% of that fertilizer would solubilize and go into the soil, which would be fantastic, but it'd be a quick burst and then it would be gone. By coating the fertilizer, it allows only a little bit of water in to solubilize the material, and then that soluble material diffuses out at a very predictable rate through that membrane and into the soil. So you get a very long release curve as opposed to a quick shot and you're done and over with. That's pretty typical how we fertilize a golf course every fall. What's different this time of year is we're about a month behind on our fertilizer application. We would normally have already fertilized and gotten the golf course ready to go for this time of the year, but because of the hurricane that blew by, I purposefully held it back so that we wouldn't take a chance on putting the material out and then getting a bunch of rain and then taking a chance of all that stuff floating and then going down the drain, literally. A few of these bunker faces are still looking a little peaked. And the reason why we did all these drip irrigation lines in them is because they dry out. And after Milton blew by, we didn't have any irrigation water for 3 days while we were waiting for electricity to get turned back on and all that kind of stuff. So a couple of these dried out a little bit more than what we would have liked. And that's kind of the reason why they're looking a little bit brown, I guess would be a good way. I mean, they're just dry, like you can see that one, a little dried out. So they'll come back. We just got to give it some time. So there's a new Nursery on 15. It's been down about 6 weeks. It's doing well growing in, but we just got to keep pushing it. And the purpose of this is so that we can quit using the Nursery on 13, the Nursery green, so that you don't see all the plug scars and all that kind of stuff. We want to get this baby grown in and we'll start harvesting from here for the golf course. Great question that I got was, why didn't we build this during the regular golf course construction? Because this area wasn't here, it was just a giant hole. And so during the construction process, we filled it with boulders and all that kind of stuff, and then we never budgeted to have a nursery out here. And after the fact, it became very apparent that it would make a great location for a nursery. So that's why we built it this year. But once this baby's grown in, we'll stop pulling from 13 and just get it all from here. So this is non-stop now. Non-stop leaf cleanup. We got every blower we have out trying to windrow all this stuff so that we can send the vacuum back out around and clean it up. 15 tees. This is just one day, and it's not even really blowing that hard back here. But that's how much crap is falling out of these trees. Good morning, Country Club in Naples. Look at those trees moving back there. Look at that flag barely moving. Now imagine it is the middle of August and September and it's 100 and something in the full sun, and the relative air humidity is probably close to 90%. How sweltering miserable it would be back here on this 15th green. So when I built this green last summer, I put in what's called a sub-air system, hoping that this wouldn't be a problem, but it is. That it's so stifling stiff in this area, no air movement, and the grass just struggles. I put this sub-air system in, which basically sucks the air down and through the drainage system, trying to cool this plant off. A buddy of mine lent me that sub-air fan pump, and it's connected underground to all of the drainage that's on the bottom of this green, and right now it's sucking the air down through and is pulling that excess moisture with it so that we can help get rid of that algae that's built up there. So 15 today, you're gonna hear that little sub-air running, and we're just trying to get this green to drain down, get the excess water out of it, and allow those roots to breathe a little bit better, pull some oxygen down into there so it can just have a better environment to grow. 13 fairway, there's 13 green, and this showed up the last couple days. And it's peculiar, you got the green patch right back down there on the downslope. And the wind direction is going this way. Got up to almost 30 miles an hour yesterday. So this right here is just wind. Got a little bit of tip burn on the plant. Not so much down in here because this is low, but then this rise and then that fall off back there. So we're gonna mow this a little bit higher. We put the green dots on the green to give this little area back here a break. But kind of peculiar. Wind's been ripping this way. They're going over that rise. And then that little green area is a depression where the wind's going over it.